what drives these people to actions like this? Perhaps the local council should look more into the local development bylaws in order for residents not to come up in arms like this. They will take a view of.
Now, like many other places also, I think Kota Damansara, Dasing Heights, Malawati around here, and then Club UK and all those things, they are facing the same problem whereby our greeneries and our green area and our environment have been completely ignored and neglected because of what we call development. And then whatever development that's happening around here is completely, to us, it looks like it's uncontrollable. It's just going on and on and on without looking or assessing the damage that has been done onto the environment. Now, Kuala Lumpur is a nice flat area, but here you're venturing, or the developer is venturing into an area which is a steep hill, noted for our region for landslides. Why do we have landslides here? It's just simply because our soil condition here and also the environmental condition here is so adverse, so bad, that we are bound to have landslides. Even when we don't touch the hilly area, when you touch and meddle with it, it's going to get worse. From granite and from mainly to which contain a lot of quartz, and quartz weather into sand. And it's all sandy area, and it's a sandy loam area with very little clay, which means that the shearing resistance, the ability of the soil to maintain itself on slope is not there.
One of those remaining green lungs in the area of Ampang. Ampang MPA areas, green lungs in the areas and hills under the areas of MPAJ, as well as MP Selayang, Majlis Perbandaran Selayang, have been under a lot of stress. Hill slopes, green lungs, these sorts of areas. Secondly, the way in which the project has been approved. This one, we have to thank the media for picking up on this issue. If not, we would not have realized this. So when we made the decision 2 weeks ago that category 3 and 4 hill slopes would not be considered at all for future development, we were also alerted on the fact that this project may not be under consideration because it has apparently been approved. I would consider that preliminary approval. There will be some projects that have not been executed, meaning that the hills have not been leveled, they haven't started building the structures. Those ones, if there's some, if we have evidence of structural problems, contravention of local planning laws, contravention of the Selangor structure plan, which has been gazetted, then we can review those. I believe the case in Taman Hijau falls under these categories, either one of these.
And I was just permit for me to stand right up there alone to stop the development and the bulldozer. I will do that.
Just now, or just presently, we've all been concentrating on specifics. I think also we have to look at a broader picture as well. There have been a lot of flooding recently, particularly dreadful flooding up near Sungai Petani. A lot of this is caused by random and indiscriminate development because there is nowhere for the water to soak away. It doesn't go into the earth, it hits concrete, runs off. The rivers are not widened. So where does the water go? It can only overflow into where people are living. And then we get an emergency where we've got to help people out because their houses are flooded. There's another aspect as well. Everybody's conscious about greenhouse gases and the warming of the environment. Well, let's just consider for a moment, where does the heat on Earth come from? It doesn't come from the jungles because the trees and the grasses soak up the sun's rays. So it only bounces off sand and concrete. The more concrete you put down, the more heat goes up into the atmosphere. Halfway around the world to live in Taman Malawati. not Malaysia generally. We came halfway around the world, 7,500 miles, to live in Taman Mulawati specifically. Why? Because it's beautiful. But now we're looking to move. Because it's not beautiful anymore. It's not rural living in an urban setting or whatever the adverts say. It's just living amongst concrete because of random and indiscriminate development. No regard for the environment. You cut down the forest. Where do the animals go? Where do the snakes go? Hillside apartments in Mulawati are infested with wildlife now because they've cut down the jungle. Where do the monkeys go? Where do the snakes go? Into your houses.
We will go and appeal to stop this project, but on your side, is there any way you can check the legality or the process by which this decision was approved on the 17th of March? Because really, when we had a whole list of objections and they were dismissed with one line of saying all your objections are unreceivable or irrelevant, it's a bit light as an explanation to approve such a big project which is going to threaten lives and destroy the environment. Okay, so I think it's not just us who have to go to appeal. You should also maybe have the power to go back and say, freeze the decision because we suspect there's been malpractice. Okay?
Good morning.
Morning.
Obviously, this is a civil action by the Residents Association. Could you let us know more why you are taking up arms on this?
Well, as you can see, why we are here, the purpose of this is because we live here and we are under attack because our hill is going to go and our lives are in danger. They're going to develop a hill slope which is really critical at the back of our home. What do you want us to do? We have to stand up and fight for our rights.
There was already one appeal in 2005. We went through the normal procedure, legal procedure. We went to the appeal board. Waktu itu the developer was Panorama Skyline. Skyline, Sendirian Berhad. But Panorama Skyline ni related kami to MA juga lah. To MAA. Related to MAA. No. So 2005, we went to the appeal board and they lost because MPAJ did not follow the procedure, do things properly, finish more, so the whole thing was thrown out. So the judge said, okay, you go back and do it again. So this is under the Town and Country Planning Act. There is an appeal board, and selalu appeal board tu nanti arranged by Town and Country Planning Office di Shah Alam lah. It's under there.
So it's a state tribunal.
State tribunal. Definitely. Not only hope. I think we are in the right. I think that the way they are doing things, they are just bulldozing, not the hill, the law and everything. They are bulldozing everything with the aid of MPAJ. Let's put it that way.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Looking at the slope right behind the apartment complex, and as mentioned by Mr. Chan, who's a local resident here, this hill slope itself is more than 50 degrees.
Well, the government announced class 3 and class 4 lead. Those should not be more than 25 degrees. But looking at it, it's double, it's 50 degrees. I trust that the right decision will be taken. And I think the two YBs are here, YB MP Ampang and YB Azmin Ali have said that there will be YB Elizabeth Wong, they said they'll be fully behind us. And two of the YB said that they will stand on top of the hill if the bulldozer comes. So we will stand besides them, together on top of the hill when the bulldozer comes. But hopefully we will not have to come to that stage.